Everyone, let me tell you something. I'm going to start the show a little different. We've got a special guest today. I got to go straight to it. Of course, you know you're listening to Stud and Dud, so thank you for listening. Presented by the Dallas School of Music. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, Doc. We got to get to your son. Your son's here. He's out of school, baby.
It's the first day of summer.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
You got a big day, too. Not only is it your first full day out of summer, but what do you have going on today?
Oh, it's game day. First day summer ball. Let's go,
Woo.
baby.
Do you know the teams that you're playing, like, as in, oh, this is going to be an easy win, I'm gonna play good today, or do you know already? Is my point.
Yeah.
You know who you're playing.
Yeah, you typically know. Yeah, I mean, there's
so
a couple.
How's it feeling on day one? You're like, oh, you're biting at the chomp. I know you're biting at the chomp, but are you really biting at the chomp? Looking at who you're having to play.
I mean, today we got a good opponent. Tomorrow we got two weaker, but as long as we get through today, we'll be on playing.
So it's like a tournament this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So you play your pools, and then if you win your pool, you get to play Sunday, which is when you get the hardware.
Yeah.
So
They're at the stage of the game now, Josh. Not only do they know who they're playing, but they know the players on the other teams too.
And then you had a bunch of baseball last weekend, right? Like
Yeah,
all weekend long.
Fulton.
You were doing some coaching out there, I saw.
Yeah,
I hope
he was
Coach
coaching.
So last weekend the other kids.
Yeah,
Or was just one of them?
Fulton.
Okay, so just Fulton.
all weekend long,
Okay.
right?
And then now this week it's you.
Well, Fulton has another tournament this week.
Oh, so wow.
It's all over, man.
Your face is gonna be so red.
Dude, I got my umbrella now. I got
Okay,
my
well, so you
sunscreen.
get, I don't see near. And it's kind of complex. Look at this.
no more
It's
So I
appealing.
got fried last weekend, man. So I'm not doing that again.
I did a lot of cooking last weekend.
I know you did.
Some ribs, potatoes, all homemade, by the way.
It
I'm not buying anything. Like all meat.
It looked a lot better than that pizza that you did a few weeks ago.
Let me tell you something. That pizza didn't turn out too well.
It didn't look too well.
The
either.
topping looked okay with the cheese. That was all right, but it just That's and even Avery was like, I was expecting more out of that one.
I was sitting there with my hot dog
Yeah,
with all my jalapenos going like.
Oh, at the Stars game.
Yes.
Remember that picture of the
Yeah.
pizza?
Yeah,
We
that
both
was-
looked
that
at.
It was
we-
trying
that was a
something
rough
healthier.
looking
This wasn't
picture.
Memorial Day. Okay, Memorial Day, I'm doing ribs. I
I-
got hot dogs and brats on. I got coleslaw,
That's
homemade, potato salad,
That looked-
the baked beans.
It was classic.
Dude.
Classic.
Oh, and then to top it all off, homemade cornbread muffins with jalapeno and cheese.
What about dessert? What about dessert? Come
Well,
on.
I made some. Oh, that's right. I forgot about dessert.
Come on,
that
man.
banana pudding. It's like I try to make 3-layer when there's a lot of people. I'll make a 3-layer banana pudding. So I start with the wafers at the bottom. Put some bananas down, then the vanilla pudding. Then you put a little bit of the whipped cream. Then you just keep doing that. So it's like like a 7-layer dip, but banana pudding.
Now is Avery into cooking like you are, or does
Big
she?
time. She lets. I mean, like a lot of that stuff because I hate to say doing it for so long, but I have. I mean, I've been watching my dad cook, and that's what I was, graciously, thanking him last week for not only music but that too. Just watching my dad cook since I was probably 5 to 10 years
Right.
old. And what are you doing there? And oh man, he cooks some of the best food.
Right.
Oh, a lot of it's fattening, but some good old Southern cooking. But anyway, did some great cooking. You probably had how many hot dogs you have?
Oh man, there were hot dogs out there, pizza out there.
So you're doing your little
Yeah.
switching up.
Oh yeah.
At the Fulton tournament
Yeah,
last weekend?
yeah. Those concession stands were out of sight, man.
This is probably they put it at the nicest
complex
for I don't want to say little kid, but middle school.
That's what he was
baseball.
saying. Oh man, he was saying all the different
They're
little because you're like
nice.
playing.
Yeah.
Well, they have a golf course here in DFW, which I love. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I know what
the
you're-
tribute or something. But it's
Yeah.
you get to play all these different. There's
Holes.
two different ones from holes from different. There's a European one you can do. So you can do all the
Right.
different like essentially British Open style courses, and then anyway. But man, that is so cool to have. So that's cool. I've done that one of those golf courses.
I sent you
But then,
I
few
sent you
of
a
them.
picture of Wrigley Field.
You did essentially just a smaller version. All those people out in the stands.
Yeah, you cracked me up. You go, hey man, look at all those people on this.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It looked like a video game. Back in the day when you play video
right.
games and they have those fake people, just like it looks like it's a board essentially.
Although it's kind of confusing when you get out on the field, you don't notice it from the stands. But like we were in Yankee Stadium, there were all Dodgers fans in the outfield. I was
That's
like, what's
hilarious.
going on here?
Yeah, right.
That's really awkward.
Yeah.
You know?
that's funny.
Oh, that is funny. But a lot of sports going on, too, on top of the fact. We got a
Yes.
lot going on over the last weekend plus. Now, a lot of baseball.
A lot of baseball.
We got tennis. We got racing going on. I mean, honestly, about as plentiful as you can get. I'm missing my football.
Are you in the racing? I'm not a big race guy.
Yeah, we're not big racers.
I'm not. Oh, not at all. Not at all. Oh, no. But that is probably one of the biggest races in the world.
Well, that's
Talking
true.
about the Indy 500.
Yeah, right, true.
But no, I don't. I mean, I watch certain ones like that. Indy 500. I'll watch Daytona. I mean, I'll watch certain ones just for fun, throw it on because usually a lot of the time there's not much on. Like what was on Sunday
Right.
for the most part. There wasn't a lot on Sunday. It was
Right.
really a slower day in
Baseball.
sports. Well, yeah. Besides baseball, that's it. You got two. And the golf tournament wasn't into that one, so I put on Indy 500, watching a little bit of baseball. Hogs weren't in. They got defeated early on in the SEC tournament, so I wasn't really watching that much baseball.
Yeah,
Like,
what
They're
happened?
hosting a regional.
I'll be watching it this weekend.
Yeah, they're hosting
certainly
regional,
so.
big
They
weekend.
play today. I mean, here about 2 o'clock. Unfortunately, it's ESPN 3, so I'll have to pull it
Did
up.
I see correctly that Arizona State's in their regional too?
I didn't. I have all the teams pulled up, but yeah, didn't
That's
see.
tough. If they got Arizona State in their regional, they're gonna have a tough time.
Oh yeah, you think so, huh?
Yeah, Arizona State's good.
I think not.
Well, I know what you think. but
I know what I think. I only am thinking,
I'm just
pulling
out
for a
here
team that
stating
was in the
facts,
College
my man.
World Series last year. Yeah, I'm stating facts too. They were only in a catch away last year from the College World Series. All right, now I want to look this up because I forgot to pull that up. Who all has hosting? There's top 16 teams obviously host the regionals. Then there's 4 teams. I like how it's a field of 64 essentially too. How they kind of do their own March Madness in their own way.
Right.
It's kind of cool. We'll get to this in a minute. But yes, I forgot. All I know is TCU's in the regional. I remember seeing TCU.
Yes, but Auburn's hosting the regional. Y'all are hosting the regional.
Yeah, top 16 teams. Whoever. I mean, definitely Vanderbilt, UCLA. Yeah. I forgot.
West Virginia's hosting one.
Look at this guy. He's trying to pull him off the top of his head.
I know him.
Okay,
I don't remember him.
you just
but I
keep
know.
thinking right now-
Stanford's hosting the regional.
But okay, on tap today. Well, let's go over all these because you're talking about Indy 500. We'll get, briefly. I just want to talk about all these different things. Which how often are we talking about this many major sports? Look at this. I'm getting a call from Little Rock right now. Should I take it? You think? 221
Is
4442.
your dad?
No, I have no idea. What if they wanted to be on the show? They're like, oh, Stud and Dud. I heard
It
they're
could
on
be.
right now. We can take our first call.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Stud and Dud. You're live. What's your name? Anyone there?
They hang up.
They were scared. They got scared off.
There goes
in a
Stud
hurry.
Dud, man. I'm not doing that, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna briefly touch on French Open. Let's look at this. French Open. That's a major in men's tennis. Stanley Cup Finals. That is the major among majors in
Correct.
hockey.
Right.
We got the NBA Finals. We all think we know what that is. The Women's College World Series is on, so that's the top of the line in women's college or softball. Anyway, you get my point. All the different things that are going on. You don't really get a weekend where you have that much going on. And
yeah, you wouldn't think
as
so.
much as people are like, this is the dead time of the year in sports. There's
That's
a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
sports going on.
Yeah, they're cool.
A lot of sports going on.
Yeah.
All right, but let's start off with this, and I want you to start thinking right now. I don't know if you led Gardner to think about this, but sporting events of all time. Let's get into our first.
Well, I watch your midweek updates. I mean, I've been kind of plotting this.
Look at that. Love it. So I'm glad you've hopefully been thinking. We're going to get into this right now. First topic of the day, though. Of course, we had our spiel of what we're going to go over, but let's get into this. Everyone's got these. I'm sure hopefully everyone out there listening, you can comment on social media, but your top sports, like it's almost like sports memories almost to me, but sporting events of all time. If you could go to one sporting event ever.
So past,
present, it doesn't matter. Well, obviously not future, but yeah. But yes, obviously something now. It most likely is got to be past.
Wait a minute. I'm going to predict the sporting event of the future that I want to go
2022.
to. 2022. It's going to be the
Cubs and the Rangers in the World Series. Whoever wins, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be good to go.
We're there.
And then I'm going to every game. That's the one I want to go to.
Oh my God.
All right, but obviously you thought about it.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll give my top 3 because I have obviously with me. I'm gonna like last week. I'm gonna give my top 3. It's with me the teams that I love so much. Teams. There is a team and 2 people that I love so much. It is so hard for me to. It was really hard for me to narrow it down. Tiger Woods, the Denver Broncos, and then you got Michael Jordan. A lot of Michael Jordan moments. Obviously, we only have like 2 or 3 Broncos moments. You're going to go straight to a Super Bowl. And then Tiger Woods, there's a couple of amazing tournaments. To witness that in person just would have been like jaw-dropping, literally. I'm guessing you're going with who you
No.
about?
My three.
I haven't gotten into. I'm just thinking of things.
We're not talking athlete. We're talking games.
I'm
talking
events, sporting events. Sporting events. I mean, the U.S. Open is a sporting event.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Mine are all baseball, man.
They are all baseball.
They are.
And there's a lot of ones to go through. Like, there's even ones like, obviously, because we're going to go fan-based. That's why I did one non-fan-based. I had to go non-fan-based because what else? We're going to say fan-based. There are other sporting events, though, that I would almost, like, oh, my God, I would love to go to. My point being, I wrote them down. Would have loved to see the Dream Team play live. You kidding me? The Dream Team, Bird, Magic, Jordan, all those guys play together. That would have been really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Countless Super Bowls. Obviously, there's so many Super Bowls you'd love to go to.
Right.
Bird, Magic, not only in the finals of the my mind's going blank. March Madness, you know what I mean, in the championship game, but then obviously all the NBA Finals. Your Secretariat went and seeing that Triple Crown win by 30 links.
Right.
Wow, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
There's a lot of different things to see is my point.
Right.
A lot of cool sporting events that have happened over the last 100+ years.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. There's just a lot to think about.
And you have to eliminate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're saying top three.
Babe calling, going
if
back to
you're-
baseball, Babe calling his home run.
Oh, that's
Hanks. I mean, there's so many memories in baseball. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, and
Seeing what's his face, but this 56 game hit streak.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So I approached it from sporting events instead of just sporting events that I know about historically. I examine the sporting events that have happened during my lifetime.
Gotcha.
And primarily actually during my childhood days. Like for instance, 1975, the Cincinnati Reds, the Boston Red Sox. Game 6.
So were you a Reds fan? Just touched on that, just because I know you love Bench, right?
Well,
Yeah, Johnny Bench was my.
That's what I'm saying. But you were Chicago.
I'm a Cub fan. And it was tough. Those were tough, man, because the Cubs sucked during those.
Okay, I was wondering. That's what I'm like. Because I know you got to be a Cubs fan, but then you love Bench and the
but-
Red Sox.
but it was a big red-
5 years.
But it was
Yeah.
the big red machine during that time.
Yeah. I'm just
Right?
checking. I'm just checking in.
Yeah. So that game right there, so many if you look at the rosters of both those teams that played in that World Series, so many Hall of Famers.
So is that we're going in your top 3 now here? What are we going?
Oh
here?
yeah. Well,
You just kinda mentioned
yeah,
this
that's
time?
top 3. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even. It'd be hard for me to go 1, 2, 3. These are just my top
You're just
3.
gonna throw a couple out.
So the Reds, that whole Reds.
So you got to see 75 Reds.
Got to see the 75 Reds playing those Boston Red Sox, Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah,
You know
Yastrzemski, yep. Oh, yeah.
the
Yes.
famous,
Yes.
the famous,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a biggie. I also 1988 Dodgers Athletics.
Oh, wow, that's a great series.
Kurt Gibson.
Yeah, that's wow. Oh yeah.
The pump, right? I'd love to.
Was that the same year, the year after when the earthquake happened?
That was after.
That was what I
Earthquake
thought.
was 89.
89. That's what I thought. That was
Right.
89. I thought.
Right.
Yep.
And then, of course, 2003, the Cubs against the Marlins. The famous
Yeah.
fan who interfered with it.
Yeah. Oh, I was in college. My friend Ryan Freeman, if he's listening to this, who anyway loves the Cubs,
Right.
and I'll never forget watching that game with him up in the
It was
dorm.
painful. It was painful.
Oh, he was yelling.
But Jack McKeon, that was a great story. Jack McKeon coming
yeah.
in that year, turning the Marlins around. That the Cubs should have won that series and gone on to the World Series.
But the Marlins, of course, they do what they do. And
They do what they do. And then Gardner was just a little guy. Remember when we went to the event at our parish? And Jack McKeon was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You were just a little guy.
Yeah.
They showed a film called The Champions of Faith.
Mm-hmm.
And there was all these baseball guys talking about how important their faith is to them and how it has benefited them in their professional careers. And Jack McKeon was the MC. He was he was there that night and he hosted the event.
Gotcha.
guy.
And yeah, and
Definitely a stud.
definitely a stud. And he gave out autographs afterwards, so I had my Cubs stuff on.
There you go.
And I walk up to the table and he's signing autographs and I walk up to the table with Gardner and he looks up and he sees all the Cubs stuff and he just smiles. I said, "You were lucky." And he holds up the World Series rings and
Yeah,
goes,
he's like,
and he goes,
"Hey."
"We're the champs."
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
So those 3 games stick out to me
The most.
They happened, especially the Reds
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I
when
mean,
you're,
Johnny
when
Bench-
you're younger
hey.
too, because my dad, I've seen that. As you get older, you stop caring. You love your team still, but that
Yeah,
care
yeah,
and that
yeah.
joyful and craziness that you got as a younger kid
Yeah.
has now
Yeah.
died off. So.
And whose autograph do I have on a baseball over there on my desk? Up on top, Johnny Bench.
yeah, I mean that's one of those balls we've showed off on Instagram.
Yeah.
So go ahead and go to
All
you.
right, well, I'm younger than y'all, so
A tad.
I don't have all the 1970s stuff, But the
Or
3
90s.
games, they actually all happened in like the last 6 years. But the first one, Game 6, Royals Mets World Series, where that really turned out to be the downfall of Matt Harvey's career.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
he's still
Crazy, the
pitching.
Dark
Yeah,
Knight.
right.
Yeah,
But,
'cause he was the Dark Knight.
He pitched 8 innings, really solid. Wanted to go back out there for the 9th.
Yes.
They caved. Royals tied it up, extra innings, and then there was the throw where Lucas Duda at
I forgot
first
about
base
that,
had Hosmer dead by like 10 feet. All he had to do was make a semi-accurate throw, and it wasn't even close. And then, the Royals. So there's one. The second one would be Game 7, Warriors-Cavs, where the block shot with LeBron. Kyrie
that was a
nailing
game.
the dagger
Yeah. Oh yeah.
at the end. That was I remember
one.
watching that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last one, Game 7, Indians Cubs, World Series.
That was
the drought's over.
My gosh.
And if you remember, they had that 1-run lead in the 9th inning. I think
with the rain delay.
Oh yeah, there was a rain delay.
Right.
They came back out for the 9th inning, and they had Chapman out on the mound. Everybody's like,
that game. That's
"Oh,
crazy.
it's over." But this little skinny dude who doesn't hit home runs went yard on Chapman to tie it up, and then they went into extras. So that was an exciting game.
Those were fantastic games.
By the way, love that you were number 7, and you'll see why here in a minute.
Yes.
Well, obviously the Broncos, but John Elway. So let's get. I want to get into a couple that were also that I didn't mention because these are the two top non-fan related. If I could go back to see any event ever, I've got to name these two. Like definitely would want to go back. And it's weird as it seems. 1936, the Olympics. Jesse Owens.
Classic.
Pretty much putting 2 middle fingers up to Hitler.
Yeah, right.
Winning 4 gold medals. I mean, imagine winning 4 gold. The 100 meter, 200 meter. He won the long jump and won the 4x100.
Yeah, Adolf wasn't too happy. In the
Yeah, no,
stands.
but that
You
would
see
be
those pictures of him.
Dude, that would have been so cool to see.
Yeah.
That and the thrill in Manila. I would have loved to seen. Oh my God, that just would have been. That's just crazy. I mean, I would the atmosphere.
Now, dude,
the
I remember
round
watching. I'm sure how old I am. I remember watching.
Watch. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, but yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be just the ending to the Ali Frazier. That just would have been so cool to see.
Right.
So those are my 2 non-fan related. And of course, I've got so many that like the drive. Elway comes to mind. First comes to mind that I love to see back in the day. He's like, "What's Elway? What's the drive? Look it up." Ridiculous. Less than 2 minutes left. 2-yard line. Went 98 yards.
I know who LA is.
I know, but look up the drive. It really is crazy. 30-mile-per-hour wind. Like, that is stud worthy. Anyway, but so many Bulls titles. Obviously, NBA Finals, countless Tiger majors, Broncos Super Bowls. All right, let's get into it, though. Top 3. Got to get some Razorbacks in here, right? 1994. Let's go back to the national championship game. We beat Duke, 2 among all teams. So, dude, to see that live, I'll never forget watching it as a little kid. The thrill the next morning knowing that we are the national champions and I'm living like Little Rock, Little
You
Arkansas.
thought you were hot stuff.
Oh, dude.
You thought you lived in the greatest state
Ever.
Yeah, right.
Like, our president's from this state. We're national champions right now.
We are the best.
Eat it, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you're not even from Texas, so come on. I'd had to throw that out there.
I am.
We used to hate Texas.
I love
that's true.
Texas.
Well, sorry. From Arkansas, not so much. As in, people from Arkansas, especially back in the day. Arkansas, you don't know this, but Arkansas and Texas used to have the hugest rivalry. No one from
Oh,
Arkansas.
I remember. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember that.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So
know.
that was what. That's why we were like, even in the '90s, even though we hardly even played each other, we were still like, yeah. Even Oklahoma, just because they were always so much better than us, we were finally the best. So that's why, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, definitely '94 championship game. Got to throw some hogs in there. I almost did make the list. I was like, oh, if I don't throw that in there, people in Arkansas are going to be mad.
Well, I
at me.
thought of another game. Do you remember we're big Notre Dame fans. Do you remember the Elite Eight game with Kentucky?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, no,
that was a great.
yeah.
Notre Dame.
There's so many. That's the thing I love about March Madness.
It was the year Kentucky was undefeated, and they were going all. Everybody was picking them to win
Yeah.
the championship. Notre Dame had to lead the whole game, and then Kentucky
One at the end.
took the lead with like a 2-point, and Jeremy and Grant at the end had a 3, and it was perfectly in line, and it hit the bat. It was
Oh,
and it hit
so
the bat.
close.
Notre Dame
Yeah.
almost upset.
It's like the
Kentucky,
drop
and-
ball.
Hey,
Yeah.
no. It happens. It unfortunately does. Number 2 for me. There's 2. I've got to put 2 at number 2 because I've got to have both these guys in here. That's why I almost didn't have the Razorbacks in here. Jordan last shot with the Bulls, 98,
Classic.
Game 6. Dude, just to see
Classic.
that game because they're down 4. No, down 3. Yeah, down 3 with 34 seconds. Yeah, I know, like, what are we watching here? Down 3 with 34 seconds to go. He knows what he's got to do. Anyway, immediately inbounds, give it straight to Jordan. He takes off straight to the basket, layup. So now because he's going 2 for 1, immediately goes straight to the hole, takes it to the hole, gets a 2-point. Then they go down. Remember, they go down in that last little about 20 seconds left. So they know they're going to get the ball back, but they're only down 1 now. So we've got to hold. Anyway, they dump the ball down to Karl Malone. Him and Rodman get into the usual kind of bump and grind. Jordan comes around from the backside, gets the steal, then takes it right back. So it's Jordan layup, get in within 1. Jordan steal, back down the court. Oh, yeah. Do y'all remember that I am the GOAT, right? GOAT, right? Number 2 all time, for sure.
Right.
Then also to see my GOAT. Obviously, Jack would be the other GOAT, for sure. Jack is the all-time GOAT. But Tiger, oh, my God. To see him win by freaking 15 shots at the 2000 U.S. Open, 12 under par. So I know you kind of play. I know you, but imagine being 12 under par and everyone else is over par. Like, that is
Yeah.
phenomenal. Not only, and not get my point. You're not just 2 or 3 under. You're 12. You have lapped them literally 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Broke
pretty
like, I think
amazing.
he broke 9 U.S. Open records.
Right.
And then actually in that tournament too, I remember getting like data. He actually in that same tournament broke the all-time winning, as in he was the winningest. Now I wish I would have wrote that down. But he broke the record, as in now he's the all-time winning PGA Tour earner or whatever.
Was that the time where he made that chip shot, the famous?
No, that was the 2006 or 5 Masters.
That they always show all the time.
Yeah, that's where the little where he comes up, rolls back down. That's number 16 at Masters at Augusta.
That's ridiculous,
dude. Yeah, I mean there's so many countless Tiger moments that I would have loved to seen. Of course, number 1, and I literally cried when it happened because that's get my point. When you were younger, I literally cried the next year after we lost. We were 13-0. Get to this real quick. Putting up Christmas lights. The Broncos are 13-0. They just won the Super Bowl, playing the New York Giants, who literally I think were 5-7. They were under 500, and we're putting up Christmas lights. And I'll never forget. I walked underneath the ladder. Well, what's that? What do you do when you walk underneath?
Oh man, you don't do that, dude.
Woo! Well, the Broncos struggled that day and they lost that in New York. We're going to win. We're going to win.
Now we
this
know
year.
why.
I cried like a baby.
Why.
My dad's laughing his ass off and still probably does this day. Like you walked under the ladder and the Broncos lost.
You are to blame.
Anyway, let's go back to when I cried.
Don't let that out of the bag.
But the Broncos winning Super Bowl 32 obviously is I cried. Literally, I'll never forget. Here's the other thing about Super Bowl 32. So the Broncos, obviously, it was a close game with the Packers. Great game with the Packers, too. It wasn't like we blew out, like the next year we blew out the Falcons.
Right.
It was a great Super Bowl.
Right.
Favre versus Favre just won last, so anyway. So it was a great game. Anyway, Mom the whole time to stay busy because she gets anxious and she's into it, which is funny. My mom's getting into it. I mean, obviously, she loves the Broncos. She gets into it, too. Gets into it big time. And the Razorbacks, which is awesome. I love to see when your woman gets into sports. It's great to see. I love it for whatever reason. Anyway. Well, Mom's getting anxious anyway. She starts cleaning, so she goes back to every time she goes to the bathroom, and we're doing good. Every time we yell because we've done something good, she comes running out. Now she's watching the game. Bad stuff would happen every time. Me and Dad, I'm not need issue. We made Mom go back to the bathroom Anyway, this is what's so funny. We made my mom go back to the bathroom every time. We yelled at my mom.
Yeah, get right.
I'm not kidding. Literally. I'm yelling at my mom.
Get back in the bathroom.
I'm not lying. To this day, my mom gives us literally this again about Josh. Thanks for making me watch Super Bowl 32 from the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
To this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
You're like that Budweiser commercial. Remember the guy?
The
guy comes up from the basement.
Dude,
and they say,
hey! Yes, dude. I think one of them is a Broncos commercial that's one of those.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I posted something on my Facebook page years ago, and that came out like 2014 or 15. I'm like, dude, this is me. To this day, I hate how superstitious. And then I get my friends text, and they text me the same thing. Like, dude, I'm like, I'm glad I'm not. I know I'm not the only one, but I hate. That's why, and it's gone down over the years, but I'm just so glad I'm not into sports like I used to be laugh about it.
Listen, no one's more superstitious than baseball players. This guy's already
isn't it terrible?
He's got to eat the right meal. He's got to
wear the same shirt.
Everything. Right?
Like this morning, I had to wear my green underwear because I'm like, okay, I'm going to profit today in stocks. I'm going to wear my green underwear. Didn't even trade today. You get my point, though.
That's a little TMI right there.
I didn't go that far with the superstitions.
I'm that superstitious. You don't.
I go that far. I just don't talk about that.
Well, you get to in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to be asked about that if you get to the big time. These are questions that are asked. I remember, what's the show?
That should be a question in the chamber.
Oh, well, that is true. I could ask a lot of those questions now that I know you're superstitious. So we're going to do the superstitious round next time you come and see what all the different things that he does. Because dude. Especially, I know you play sports, but you play sports. It's crazy how superstitious and how that starts wrapping. Even now, fans, like, that's what's funny. You don't even play anymore. And you're so...
Isn't it funny how fans actually think, especially when they watch on TV, how you think... You think you're influencing the game.
It's just nuts. I'm glad.
It's hilarious. At that Stars game,
yes,
there was this guy yelling at the refs from the third deck, and he actually thought. Then they changed the call, and he was up there, and he was like, "Yeah."
He thought he was responsible for the change call. He's on the third deck.
You get my point.
He's thinking like,
so yes, even at home from your own TV, I do the same thing. I'll be thinking, or I've got to wear this, and just none of that's gonna happen. None of zeros.
It's so funny.
It is funny. And it's funny, and then people make fun of you because there are sports fans that don't do that. They don't take it that extreme.
Right.
And I wish sometimes, because I'm like, man, that's probably why I'm gray here and losing hair. Like, I stressed way too much.
Yeah.
Because there were years I'd be yelling at the TV. Oh, man, I probably, have you ever, I don't know how big are you into video games?
Not really.
So, see, not many as I know some have, but I've broken countless remotes because I'd get pissed losing in a game, and I'd throw the remote and break it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. You're
bad.
A golfer. Are you throw your clubs?
Dude.
Are you a golfer?
I was infamous. They're like, Josh, I was the infamous.
Oh, my God.
I could chunk it. That was another reason, but I had to get. that because it'd be like 3 holes and they were just waiting for it. That's what somebody laughing like, oh, I could just tell them probably in the background like, oh, I'm waiting for this to explode.
My friend did that though. There's this game called Clash Royale and he lost in the thing and he hit his fist on his phone and the phone shattered.
Wow, there you go. See, I hadn't gone that far. I'm broken remotes because like remotes are only $50.
G Cynic. Yeah, he laughs. He knows him really well.
That is funny.
It's
but
funny
see,
when you know
it
the
happens.
kid.
Yeah. But the last time it ever happened to me, and I haven't done it. Oh, yeah, right.
You're
Sorry.
watching.
Hey, you got to throw them under the bus sometimes. But I chunked my club, and it went out to the right. Usually it's pretty good to go right down the. Anyway, one time it went right, and it went right into there was a creek that ran along, and I was like, oh, I gotta go get it now. Like I'm not just because it was like right there, you could still get it, like because it wasn't like a full blown creek. Oh yeah, so I'll walk out. Literally, that was like probably 10 plus year lap because I don't play golf much anymore.
So do you keep some snorkel gear in your bag just in case it goes in?
Yeah, no, but I have heard stories working at golf courses. I worked at a country club back when I was in high school. But point being, there was the guys. Of course, every course has a pro. Well, the pro he was playing with his brother because he was a pro at another course. But anyway, his brother lost it and literally chunked every club into 16 had a pond, and I forgot who it was went out there trying to swim in there. Yes, and literally try to dig out those damn clubs. I'm like, but yes, that's how. I mean, how people get. I'm like, how are you putting all your? But he's gonna get brand new as being a club pro. But I'm just like, wow.
Hey man, it's a big business. There's companies that actually go on to golf courses in the evening. They're actually contracted. They go on the golf course in the evenings. They go into the ponds
to get those golf balls.
And they're scooping them out by.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did it ourselves at Greystone, and I loved it because we had to clean them, and then they try to resell them, which was awesome. They try to reprofit off that, and I'd be back there. Me and my friend were taking all the Pro Vs and that's like when they first came out, and the Nikes, like the ones that Tiger was hitting.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I love that because they'd come in these massive potato bags essentially.
It's amazing how many balls are probably
thousands for sure. Let's get into the round of whatever you want to call it, the round the horn in sports. We have a lot to talk about. Indy 500. No, you don't watch it. I literally caught glimpses of it because it's not one of those things. It's kind of to me reminds me of I guess like soccer. To me, it's more of a foreign sport. Like yes, your casual fans gonna watch it here, but it's more of an overseas type. You see what I'm saying? Like soccer's it's big here, but it's not football. It's not baseball. It's not golf. It's not basketball. You go over anywhere in Europe, it's huge. You go to Mexico, huge.
Right.
Here, everyone's like, what? You watched that?
Yeah, right.
So, I don't even know who the guy who's won. Simon Pagenaud.
He's a driver?
That's the guy's name.
What about the Eisenhower guy? Is he retired yet?
Eisenhower, yeah. See, let's get my point. Well, here, how about Mario Andretti?
I was just going to say, man.
His son actually just raced this weekend.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I was just going to bring that. That's the
French Open started as well this past weekend. It's now into the round of 32, starting today.
Bjorn Borg.
But guess who? And that's what I meant to say earlier. This is Nadal's tournament. I kind of meant to touch base on this to start when we were going to talk about it. But literally, might as well call this the Nadal. He's won this 11 times in his career. 11 times. You've hardly even heard of him, but you get my point. Imagine winning a major 11 times.
Right.
Pretty ridiculous. So Novak Djokovic, you've heard of him?
Yes.
He's still number one, which is crazy.
I watched tennis.
Yeah, tennis is definitely, and hopefully, which would be a great final, him versus, because Nadal, once again, now number 2 in the world. Crazy he stayed around that long.
Has Federer retired?
Nope, he's still out there. Yep, he's still playing, so yeah. But
he's getting older.
He is, yeah. He's definitely, that's what I was telling him. He's one of the most, watching Federer, that would have been one thing to see. Federer and Nadal, they had some great matchups.
This may be a silly question, but are there, when I grew up as a kid, there were actually rivalries in tennis.
No, what's what
and there's that Murray guy.
Andy Murray?
Yeah.
From England?
Yeah. But are there rivalries?
Yes, Nadal and Federer had matches that went like to I don't know, however you call that. Sets went to like 20 points. They kept going. Yes, long. Exactly. You go back, I'll pull them up sometime soon. Should have done it for this show because you've asked about this a lot. For Federer and Nadal, those matchups that they had, especially in the finals, were classics. You get, like I said, Agassi and Sampras in the 90s, the early 2000s. You had up until about 2012 to 13, it was Nadal, Federer. But since even then, 14, 15, since we know there hasn't really been a rivalry.
That's what's hurting.
It's been They got good players here and there, but no real rivalry.
Yeah.
Federer and Nadal was huge. That definitely brought a lot of attention for a while.
And back in my day, John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg would go head to head. And they were totally different kind of players.
Personalities.
But they were rivalries.
Yeah.
In the ladies, you had Chris Everett and what's her name?
There's plenty.
It's always fun watching Serena and Venus play.
Oh, yeah. Well, exactly, when you get two sisters facing off, which... That's the thing. Yeah, they're on either side, and you get Serena winning like 20+ majors, and she's hardly any competition. So it's like
because sports need rivalries.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
big time helps. Big time. So just had to mention that, though, just because Nadal's won it 11 times. We'll bring that up, though. I'm going to bring up some of their some of their matchups, how many times they played in the majors, and I'll break down some of those ones. Because, there were some that were 3+ hours. Like a set was 3 hours, which was nuts. Stanley Cup Finals, y'all watching any of that?
Yeah, Stars should be in it.
What's this crazy?
Stars should be in it.
Yeah.
Stars should be in it.
What are your feelings? Did you watch that game 7?
Yeah, the 7.
Do you think that Ben's goal was a goal?
I mean,
he doesn't want to go out on a limb. I think it was a goal. I've slowed it down a million times.
I have too.
I've looked at it. They can slow down every other play in sports, but they didn't slow that one down.
I'm just the only thing that I want the Blues to win.
Can I go off? Can I do my Stephen A. impersonation?
Right. We'll start with that next week for sure. We'll start with that. So get ready. You better get amped up for you.
I'm gonna get amped up.
It'll be like right off the bat, so just you can get it over with, and then Doc will be quiet for like 10 minutes. Like, whoa. Okay. All right, but no, I would like the Blues to win though. I'm one of those kind that if I got beat by that team, y'all probably don't remember this, but 2012, before the Broncos lost to the Ravens. The Ravens won the Super Bowl with Flacco, which is funny. Somebody talking about Flacco earlier. It'd be great to have Flacco back then, but Flacco, when they won the Super Bowl that year, I wanted them even much did because we lost it. I think it was in overtime. I'm pretty sure, but it's called the Flacco bomb or whatever it was. Anyway, we were tied up, threw this bomb down the right sideline. It was just we had the game won. We somehow lost in that terrible fashion, and you're like, that was the year we just got Manning. We're blown. I mean, I was like, what? I mean, I'm like this. Right. Like, what? So, and that was the next. I'm never forget. We played them in Monday Night Football, the opening game the next season, and that's when Manning went off for 7 touchdowns, and we beat them up. Loved that. But anyway, point being, even much as it hurt me, I was for the Ravens. As much as they just tore my heart apart, I was like, man, as long as I lost to the champion.
Yeah, you kind of want, if the Blues win, we can always say
you lost to the champs.
We lost to the champs, and we actually beat the champs. But
there you go.
We should have been the champs.
And just to bring this up, which I thought was crazy, because I brought this up when we were last talking about the playoffs. Remember, I brought up the Carolina Islanders, how they swept. I forgot who it was. They swept. Not Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes swept the Islanders, and that's like swept them. Like, wow, that was the only team in the second round that had a sweep. I'm like, they're looking good. They're resting. And they turned around and got swept by the Bruins. I was like, that's crazy. They swept it. How often do you probably see that? A team sweeps a team, then they turn around and get swept themselves. Like, that's crazy turnaround. So the Bruins versus the Blues, B's versus B's. So, yeah, definitely let's go Blues just because it'd be nice to say you lost to them. But just touching up on a little NHL.
Well, it's 1-1 right now.
It is 1-1 game 2-3, I should say, obviously. Game 3 tomorrow night, Saturday. So there's not much on Saturday night. So I'll definitely be watching some because we got some now NBA Finals to talk about. What we got to watch on Sunday night, which I can't wait.
Did you watch the game last night?
Oh yeah, definitely. I turned that on when I back and forth because.
What was your impression? What was you just kind of take away from game 1?
Just overall, and that's what they need. But overall team play from the Raptors. That's what impressed me.
Yeah,
well,
and
I have a question. You don't really keep up with the rap and the hip hop or whatever. He's a jazz guy. What do you think about the whole Drake madness?
What about Drake, man? What happened?
Like with Drake, like him being on the court. Drake.
Okay, him being a fan.
Yeah,
it is what it is. The world we live in now. I mean, Trump's our president, so hey, anything's really gonna go these days. So, my point. I mean, president's tweeting like it's. I'm like, what president? Anyway, because he'll tweet about a stock literally because I'm anyway, and that stock takes off. And I'm like, what president tweets about stocks? Like,
guess what? The next one will. And the one after that.
And the one after that. Then my point being, things have changed now. It's correct. Like it's things. I hate to say evolve because it's a terrible evolution, but yes, that's the way the world we are now. And so people, hey, if they want to run on.
I think it's funny. I think it's really funny.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Like he called some smack.
Yeah, he
last
called
night,
Draymond Green trash after the game. I loved it.
I thought trash.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Donkey anyway. I call him Donkey. Have you ever seen Shrek?
Yes.
He looks like Donkey.
He's the biggest.
Well, there you go.
Every call.
You're right.
Anyway,
well,
I don't like the Warriors.
My takeaway on that, the Raptors are playing out of their mind. It's what I said to you last week. We need them. The best chance of overthrowing the Warriors was to have the Raptors wrap up the 4-game sweep.
Yep.
The turnaround, the 4-game turnaround.
Yeah, and then look, right as you said, and now boom, win game 1. Because another thing that helps, I forgot they were going to have home court advantage, but you get home court. You get home court, game 1, win 4 straight.
But the Bucks or the Raptors would have. Both of them.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But I forgot. My point being, didn't think about that. So then on top of the fact you win 4 straight, as you did, now you have game 1 of the NBA Finals at home.
They're on a roll.
Momo's big time on their side compared to the Warriors is my point. I forgot they had to get like last night. I'm like, whoa, forgot they're gonna have home field or home court advantage.
And the Warriors did not look. My takeaway really was the Warriors did not look like a team that had like a week rest.
Yeah.
They
didn't look like the team they were just they look like a team play. Oh, which obviously the Raptors have, but they look like a complete team playing without a couple of pretty good studs without KD. You know what I'm saying? Against the Blazers.
I actually thought they looked tired, man.
Last night, yeah, exactly. They just looked sluggish.
Yeah.
Sluggish, certainly so.
Well, plus with Kawhi leading the charge, the Raptors have one of the best defenses.
Oh yeah, I love Kawhi.
Too.
That's what I love. I miss you don't see very much so often. It reminds me of Jordan, where you get a two-way player. You don't get two-way players anymore. When I say two-way, play some defense, please, someone.
Well, really, the only two in the league are him and Giannis, who just faced off. And
yeah, you don't get too many that play D, so it's sad to say that, but yeah, it's anyway. But yes, great to see. That's what you got to have that, and you know he's going to be fired up and have that the rest of the series, and the fact that he's going to go to Toronto and have that on his back and be like, I just won their first NBA. That would be huge. So great. So obviously taken away now. So I'm gonna say who do we think's gonna win and who do we want to win, because that's two different things. I think we all want the Raptors to win, but now after game one, who do we think's gonna win?
I actually think the Raptors are gonna win.
You do?
I do.
KD comes back in game 4. Now, that's my point. How much is KD really gonna? Does he want to go out there and show people he's a badass and he's a stud and go out there and be like, we won, because he's gonna be there in time. There's no way. Anyway, you get my point. He's gonna be there in time to save them one way or the other.
I think Seth Curry said it best when the Trailblazers played him. He actually said it's harder to guard the Warriors without KD, because when KD's on the court, you know where the ball's going to.
Yeah, more often than not, yeah.
Where when KD's not there, it could go to Steph, it could go to Clay, it could go to Draymond Green.
Yep. The only thing about KD, though, is he can go off on, like, any player on either one of those two teams. He can go off for 50 or 60 like that. Neither one of those teams can do that. Or neither one of those players can do that.
I want the Raptors in. I think Raptors.
Yeah, that's my point. I think they now, after winning that game 1 like that, it's so hard for me. I'm literally going to put it all on KD just because I know he's that talented. What KD shows up, the one that wants to prove that he's a stud, and he can leave next year and say, "Hey, see who wants me now."
He's gonna leave next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you get my point. Do you want to? That's my point. Does he want to go out like saying, and no one cares, they're gonna still sign him? That's what sucks. But does he want to go out going blah, 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 and they lose the series and he doesn't even try, and he doesn't look that, honestly, that to me does not look good on him? Or does he go out there and throw up 40 each game and they win the series somehow and say 7 games because he's back? And show, hey, thank you, Golden State. That's why I'm a stud. See y'all later. Now on to the next team. That's what I'm just wondering, which KD shows up, and that's what, obviously, I can't wait to game 4, but that doesn't like a Stephen A. Smith thing to do.
Plus, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but the Warriors look like there's some disgruntledness with the players. I don't.
Well, that's what we were saying to begin the NBA playoffs. Yeah, we didn't think that they were going to get there because we figured that was going to take over, and maybe now it's going to take over the finals.
I think it's been kind of annoying for the Warriors players that, every week it's like KD will be back for game 1, KD will be back for game 2, and it just keeps getting pushed back. And to a super extent, like, if LeBron had KD's injury, I guarantee you LeBron would be playing through it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And worry about it after the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just think.
Well, I know who would be. I don't know about LeBron, but his name is Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, well, but he doesn't play right now.
Oh yeah, I know. But anyone even in the '90s, even besides Michael Jordan, I mean, I could tell so many names. I just remember. I don't know why Charles Oakley came to my head, but you get my point because that dude was just a crazy stud. But so many guys back in the day would have. Yes, I mean that's what I can't say about.
That's old school.
Don't get it. All right, College World Series for the women's side definitely is now already started. The actual College World Series itself. How much did y'all watch yesterday? Any of it?
I did not watch any of it.
Didn't watch
any of it. Will you watch any of it this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because you got That's what I didn't know. You had so much baseball going on.
Yeah, we're.
If we have time.
But you know what? You know what we just got, man. Got to tell you, we're totally pumped, right, Gardner? What did we get, man?
MLB extra innings. We get every baseball
game. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember back in the day when we first got the ticket, Sunday NFL ticket.
Right.
Oh, in like 97, 98.
I just canceled it.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Talking 20 years ago, Doc. 20 years ago, I'm like, oh, you're just now. You get my point. I was like 14 years old, going, what? This is the coolest thing ever. So trust me.
Yeah, we watch the Cowboys and Sunday Night Football, and then we're done with.
Yeah, exactly. You get my point. Yeah, I'm like anymore. It's kind of lost. It has lost its luster. But anyway, and the thing too with me back to the Women's College World Series, it reminds me of a lot of women's college basketball. There's not much parity.
Right.
Literally every year, and I went back. Oklahoma, UCLA, or no, my bad. Oklahoma, I'm like throwing teams out. Well, they're almost there every year because I have looked back to the College World Series. UCLA, Arizona State, Arizona, and Bama are there. 5 out of the 6. Those teams, you can pretty much count them in. Oklahoma won 2013, 16, 17. Florida won 2014, 15. If they didn't throw Florida in there, I meant to throw Florida in there too. But yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you can Florida, Oklahoma, Arizona State maybe. I love why I do watch it. It's cool competition. I'd love to try to hit a Have you ever? Here's another cool question. Since you play a lot of baseball, have you ever had a woman throw you, or even a man, and try to hit that the underhand
you do
pitch?
Soft toss.
But I'm in at that speed, 60, 70 miles an hour, and had a boom, one of those fast ones.
I think it's just timing. I think if you can hit an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, I just didn't because it comes in a different angle. I just didn't know if you try to hit that, if someone's
no disrespect to any softball player.
Well, you face some side armors. The old,
Yeah.
the old.
Well, and there's guys that throw under.
I just didn't know in high school because I never played baseball in high school. If the girls and the guys ever get together and then you're like, yeah, throw me one of those. I mean, obviously you hit a pitch back at her, boy, she's gonna be destroyed. But I'm just thinking, I just didn't know if you ever got together and like, yeah, let me pitch one of those to me. Let me see if I can hit it. That type thing. Never happened yet. Never faced the girls. Never got on the mound and tried to throw you one. Yeah, see, I didn't know if you what that's like. That's what I wanted to know if it is different. Anyway, I'll watch a little bit of this weekend. I just didn't know if you guys were going to watch it. Definitely one thing I'm going to be watching this weekend because my man's back in action. Tiger Woods, the Memorial Golf Tournament, Jack's tournament, the original GOAT.
Right.
Love watching that because it is Jack's tournament. Did you see Jordan Spieth though yesterday?
I did not.
Shot 6 under. One off the lead. Bud Cauley and Ryan Moore at 7 under. Tiger shot 2 under, so not bad. Definitely gonna. And like I told, that's what I knew. I pretty much called it. I watched him not make the cut. Won't be surprised. Did not play good at the PGA Championship.
Right.
Saw that coming a mile away, and he needs to get back and playing more, which he knows, and that's why he got in this tournament before the U.S. Open, which is coming up. Did you see Did you see Tiger and Peyton play the other day in the Pro-Am? Did I send you that picture on Instagram? I forgot.
I don't.
Before a lot of the major tournaments, they'll do a Pro-Am where, you know what I mean,
right,
kind of do it for publicity and drawing money. It was Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning playing together. So, of course, that was headlines all over the place. Dude, that was super stud-worthy. Loved it. Did you see it?
No.
Do you watch any of the golf?
I watched Jordan Spieth a little bit because he went to my high school, but
He went to Jesuit?
Yeah, he went to Jesuit.
I have not. Yeah, I did no idea.
Same class with Josh Bell.
Yeah, Josh Bell. We got a lot of studs that came out of Jesuit. Luka Doncic was there the other day.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you ever play golf then, or does that really honestly kind of mess up your baseball
I don't play
rhythm?
good. I don't want it to mess up.
Yeah. So, because my friend played that in high school.
Golf is here and baseball's.
So, if a guy is ever that good at both and can do both simultaneously, is that not just like crazy athletically
Pretty impressive.
good? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a whole different motion, mechanics.
But that's what I've always seen, and I just would love to look into, and I haven't, and I should have for this show. If there's ever been anyone successful be able to do both, because it is just that's all I've ever heard. I remember back in high. Oh no, I can't like.
Although a lot of baseball players do play golf after their careers.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point. But during they're like no.
Like Alex Rodriguez is very into golf now.
Oh, I could see that certainly. How much is your dad honestly over at the country club? How much is he playing golf?
Not very often.
So I need to get him out there more often.
Yeah.
We need to do a Friday afternoon. We got baseball. It's hot now. Boy. Starting in the fall, Doc.
In the fall, when the weather gets
As soon as we're done here, we're heading to the golf course every Friday.
Yeah, because I want to go out there. I want to see you. I want to see you chuck some clubs, man.
I don't do it anymore.
Both
I
of
just
you,
played
and I
Jack
don't even
Nicklaus's
play
golf. I got to play golf in the Bahamas.
You'll do it when I have an 8-stroke lead on you. You'll be chucking those clubs.
I'll beat both of y'all, and I don't even play golf.
Listen,
you'll be chucking those clubs when I'm smoking.
I have not chunked a club in forever.
When I'm on the green, going, "Hey, Josh, come on, man, can we hurry it up?" There's like
people
a foursome. Wait, Josh, I'll give it to you. 7. Let's go.
But did you see speaking of that? Did you see the Bill Murray commercial? Did I send you that clip?
No,
I did put that on as our post. It's only on our Stud and Dud. It's a post. So don't check out our Instagram or anything there, Doc.
Hey, man, I've been kind of out of it this last week.
Well, a lot of baseball. Women's U.S. Open. Another major. There's so many majors going on. Not that I'm gonna hardly probably even watch this because there is so much going on. I usually watch some women's golf for the majors. So just a quick little tidbit about this. Hopefully Jessica Korda wins. She's an American. She's never won a majors. I've always liked her. Pretty little blonde girl.
Right.
4 under. So we'll see. She's big too. That's what's crazy. A lot of these like Michelle Wheat. You see, they're bigger than him. They're bigger. I mean, there's my size. Imagine seeing a woman and she just hits it twice as far as you know what I mean. Like that's who I love that dog. That'd be like almost one of those like fetish type things. I would just love for a woman just to beat me at golf. That's why I'm trying to get Avery in it because that would be cool. If I just love beat me up. I don't care.
Because she looks very athletic. She looked like she could.
But here's the crazy thing about yesterday. A Japanese person has never won the U.S. Open.
Catch your snub right there.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of a dud.
I know. It's all good. I kind of heard it, but it's all good.
Chose to ignore it.
Yeah. Japanese player has never won the U.S. Open. A Japanese player is now leading the U.S. Open. She shot a 65 yesterday.
Wow.
The lowest ever for a debut round. It's her debut in the U.S. Open.
No kidding.
So usually when you say that, I doubt that it's hard to, especially when you know what I mean.
Got the adrenaline going.
Yeah, so I could see her play it 5 over by the tournament's end. But that is also the 3rd lowest round in U.S. Open history for women's.
Excellent.
So crazy. Anyway, regional weekend in men's college baseball. definitely be watching this.
I'm going to be watching that.
All right. Now I know we're talking about something we're all going to be watching, besides maybe some Rangers or something, which I won't be watching that. I'll be watching my Razorbacks.
Right.
Because they have a game today at 2.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching these guys.
We'll have to record that, Gardner.
I'll be missing part of that, yeah.
Well, they play on ESPN 3.
Oh, they do?
The reason, yeah. They only have the Starkville Regional. I know they have the Starkville Regional. They have the, oh my gosh,
Auburn. Or Atlanta.
Where's Ole Miss at?
Oxford.
Oxford Regional. They have that on too on ESPN. I'm like, really? You can't put the Fayetteville Regional on for real? We're only 5th in the nation. So yes, definitely be watching some college baseball this weekend. Hopefully the Hoggies can just sweep right on through. But yeah, like you were saying, that's what I want to bring up real quick. I want to bring up who is in the College World Series regionals because I want to know who my Hogs are playing.
I believe you have Arizona State, TCU, and some random school that y'all should beat.
There's something Connecticut something. I remember seeing Connecticut.
Like Connecticut, Greenville, or some random team.
No, it's Cal. Cal's in our region. It's Arkansas, Cal, TCU, and something of Connecticut. College of Connecticut.
Cal and y'all should be okay.
Yeah.
Y'all should get through the region.
Arizona State's in LSU's Baton Rouge region. It's LSU, Arizona State, Southern Miss, Stony Brook. I mean, how about that though too?
I think Arizona State's gonna win that region.
Well,
I don't think I'll.
I know his. So now we're leaving the SEC, which is hosting how many regionals? By the way, that's a lot of regionals. So this fanfare I see for Arizona State, I'm not liking.
No, well, I mean, y'all should win your region.
Josh takes it very personal.
I'm like, come on, you want to go to the SEC?
No, y'all are gonna get like.
I'm just
6
giving
regionals.
you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time.
I mean, y'all got Mississippi State, you got Vanderbilt, you got
Georgia, Ole Miss, LSU.
Yeah.
Arkansas. I mean, I think only got like half the regionals.
I just think LSU slightly overrated this year.
Just who is LSU? I don't like LSU. Never have. They're a little overrated. I'm really thinking it hurt me, and it's glad to see this, but it hurt me when the Hogs played as bad as they did in the SEC tournament. But my point being, flush out with the system. They kind of did that last year.
They'll be ready.
That's what I'm saying. They did that in the last year in the SEC tournament, which I'd rather them. And I forgot who it was last year. I think it was Ole Miss. Ole Miss won they won the SEC tournament last year, and then they performed very poorly.
If they want to get fired up, they just need to play that catch from last year over again.
Every day. Right before they hit the field.
Yeah. See this? Don't do that.
Anyway, so definitely I'm glad we're all watching that this weekend, and definitely interested to see exactly who hosts some supers, which we'll have coming up next. Stud or Dud segment. Let's start with the surprise stud of the week. Only reason I watch this because it barely caught my eye, and secondly because it has to deal with music. Did you see what happened this last week on America's Got Talent?
Oh yes,
with Cody.
Yes, that was crazy.
So here's a guy that's autistic, blind. The blind I get. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. You're gonna have some great musicians. Right. So blind, you get my point. You take one. What is it called? The 5. Take a sense away. Your other senses are that much stronger. So, but now autistic. This dude can sing and play the piano better than I'll ever play the piano. Like, I see that, I'm just like, just wish.
He's a tap dancer, too.
I can, yeah. But, and Avery brought this up because autism, and then one of my cousins is autistic, but their brain functions a lot of time in certain areas really high. So she was like, for what it was, Avery was like, because she's been around it at times in her life, and I was more shocked because I'm like, I play the piano, I want to play it like that. She's like, it's not too surprising to me. I can actually honestly, because she's like me almost. She's been around me so much, it's like logistical. It's like, I can see that happen. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but she's like, I'm like, that's
major stud.
Super stud.
Yeah, well,
like, are you kidding me? I mean, like, to be able to sing and play like that, first off. And then to have dude, I'm like, I've only been doing it for a year, but I can't imagine 3 or 4 years though, and I won't even be close to probably like that. Yeah. Certainly singing, I'll never be that way, but love it. All right.
No doubt.
Now
But I will say this.
What?
I'm not surprised because a lot of times folks with different challenges, it does flip over into a different mode. Like I can't even tell you how many people have a stuttering.
Mel Tillis. I brought it up to Avery last night.
Right.
Seen him in his older years, the stutter was so bad because I went and saw him in Branson. Literally, my grandparents drove down, or maybe they flew anyway, from Pennsylvania. Went up to Branson to see him, and that was one of the only time.
A perfect example.
I got to remember getting up. My mom will never forget this. She's like, "Go up and get a picture," because I'm a little kid that does. I was one of those kids that did anything. Give me whatever. Oh, sure, I'll do it. So I'll go up there. I'm like right up. You walk up to the aisle, and you're like right there. Here he comes up because it's in between his songs now, and he's like smiling, and because he's talking about me now. Here he comes up, but I'm like, and then he go to singing. It was like, how do you do that?
Flawless, right? So it's the same kind of deal.
Super crazy, but that is so nuts because that's exactly who I showed him a video. I showed her a video.
Yeah.
Mel Tillis. All right. It's a moment we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
The chamber.
The chamber.
Who's
going into the chamber?
Who is it?
Yes.
It's your son. Gardner.
Me.
All right, so let's get into it. If you could play one game in any major league stadium all time, where would it be?
Dodger Stadium.
Ooh, wow. You're the manager of the team, bottom of the ninth, bases are loaded, you're down a run. Who do you want at the plate?
Mike Trout.
Wow, all right. That's your man, huh?
Easy.
Favorite player growing up, any sport?
Also Mike Trout.
All right, well, that's what I had a feeling after you said that. Then,
Although I love Pudge too.
all right, so Pudge. Now let's go other
Love
sports.
Pudge.
You got to be Cowboys, Mavs fans. Who's your favorite in basketball all time?
Oh, all time? Oh. I like watching Russell Westbrook play a lot. I think he's cool.
He is pretty badass.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, triple-double
Yeah,
machine. Even though
yeah.
the league's a little different now, but still, dude, the fact that guy
Yeah.
that size can.
And I mean, I know the Mavs are my team though. But
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Dirk. I didn't know, yeah, 'cause
I've
you
loved
drove-
watching Luka though.
Oh yeah,
Luka.
he's definitely a
Yeah.
new stud. All right, football.
Cowboys.
Well, who's your stud? Who's your
Who's my
go-to
stud?
all-time growing up? Who was? I mean, because I know they
yeah.
hadn't been that great, unfortunately. It's not like
Yeah.
'90s and Emmett, where I could
Right.
have been like Emmett or something, or Irvin for me, or Aikman. Anything for you?
I mean,
Cowboy land?
I'm not a huge football fan. I love college football. Not a huge fan.
Who's your college football team? Then I
Oh,
guess it's Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously,
Notre
yeah.
Dame.
All right, let's get into this. In your opinion, best baseball player ever, not now, ever, because now I was going to go to that, and we know it's Mike Trout
man.
now. So ever.
These are tough questions.
Well, it's
I
a
just-
chamber of
I just got out of
questions.
school. I'm back in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Just
champ-
for like 10 seconds.
Best baseball player
Ever. You don't have to. I mean, hey, I know it's ever's kind of hard, but if you had to throw one out there, I didn't know if you had like a favorite, like, oh, that dude, that was the man.
Ted Williams was really good.
Yep. Go to.
I mean, the Babe.
Yeah, but there's so many. Go to
Yeah.
song before the game or at bat. I know you have your walk-up song, but if you,
it changes.
yeah.
It depends.
All right, what's it
on
now
the-
then? What's your song now? What if you
I
had
don't.
to-
I'm kind of stuck. I'm in a dry spot, right? You go through dry. Do you ever go through dry
No,
spots?
I pick Miles Davis.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
yeah.
Love making
I'm
machine
kinda-
over there, baby.
I don't have one right now.
All right, go to Gatorade.
Ooh, red. Is it cherry? Fruit punch?
No, fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Yeah, the red one.
All right, gotta ask this because you are younger generation. MJ or LeBron?
Oh, MJ.
All right, good.
I mean, you just watch videos of Michael. I tell him this all the time. Michael Jordan floats.
Oh yeah, well
where
and I'm
LeBron
just such a
plays.
numbers person, so just look at the numbers. I can just real quick. LeBron never had a 3,000-point season. Michael Jordan did. One of only two players that had that. Michael Jordan won offensive and defensive player in the same season. Two people have only done that before. I can keep going on and on.
Well,
for me
and
too.
I mean, look at the finals. LeBron's lost 5 times.
How many
won.
and how many times did Jordan go to Game 7? Oh, that's right, 0. So
Good point.
no Game 7s from Michael Jordan in the
Yeah,
finals.
stud.
Super studs. I just had to ask. I hate when people are like. I love to.
That's a good point.
But other than that, he said LeBron. I'm like, hey, because a lot of people love LeBron. I'm like, that's who your man is.
Plus, I think LeBron was not even one of the top 3 players in the league this year. If I'm being
Oh
honest.
well, yeah. Oh, well, not this year, yeah. And I wouldn't even put on it to me. I wouldn't put him top 3 all time. I mean, there's so many. I mean, like just because what he
He
did.
might be top 3 all time.
Magic
Pretty
Johnson.
good.
I put Magic Johnson before that because LeBron could not and would not ever play center. Magic Johnson, as a rookie in the NBA Finals, played 1 through 5. And do you not remember that? 1980 or whatever year that was.
Yeah.
Played all 5 positions.
It's pretty impressive.
Super impressive.
Stud.
Love Magic Johnson. All right,
Stud.
favorite meat to eat, and how do you like it cooked?
Ooh, steak.
So it's gonna be
Medium rare.
steak,
what
medium
what
rare.
what,
ribeye.
what cut of steak?
Yeah, where you go.
Medium rare.
What cut?
He said ribeye.
Yeah, ribeye.
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 Cake or pie?
Cake.
What?
Unless it's pecan. Pecan pie is very good.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite? If it's gonna be cake or pie, you say cake. What's your
Ooh,
favorite?
cake, German chocolate.
German chocolate.
German chocolate's very good.
There you go.
German
That's
chocolate.
pretty bomb. Candy or ice cream?
Ice cream. Cookie
What-
2-step. Big cookie 2-step.
There you go. There you go. Answer that one for me. Favorite soda?
Dr. Pepper.
All right. At the ballpark, this is probably an easy one. You going hot dog or popcorn?
Hot dog.
All right. Favorite movie of all time?
Big Mama's house.
Ooh, all right. The OG, the original one.
Big Mama's House.
All right.
That's pretty bad, man. His favorite movie, Big Mama's House.
Funny.
It is
I love
funny.
that movie.
That was funny. Last one you've seen. The last movie you've seen.
Ooh, that I've seen. I don't watch a lot of movies.
You've
but
been
if
busy
I-
with baseball, especially I'm sure the last few months. So nothing
Yeah, I've
recent.
been crazy. I don't even remember.
If
last
you
time
could
I watched-
see one, if you're like, yeah, the time, something that may catch your
That
eye.
Aladdin movie that just came out looks pretty good,
And,
actually.
yeah, it looks good. Hey, they're doing a lot of good with those live action movies, Disney,
Uh-huh.
yeah, obviously, and how much they're grossing. So yeah, cool to see Will Smith as a genie too. Hard to live up to the name of Robin Williams, who was
Yes,
the genie in the
right.
animated one. But all-time favorite TV show?
I don't watch a lot of. I have baseball.
No,
I
boom,
watch
baseball.
Sports. I watch sports.
Favorite band musician of all time. If you say your dad, I'm gonna smack you.
I was gonna say my dad.
Oh yeah, you can say it, man. You can say it, Gardner.
I know.
You can say it.
That's all right, but the one you listen to, your favorite. If it was rap, you know what I mean? Who is it? Is it Drake? Is it some rock band? Or is it, you know what I mean? Like who?
I mean, lately it's been Drake because I
Drake,
love all the crap
Drake
he's
machine.
been giving the basketball players.
I was gonna say go-to jam now, but you don't have anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
couple of current artists we have on rotation for these old folks. Who are we listening to? A couple of new, who
It's just all over. I listen to all genres.
Since you don't play, all right. Since you don't play an
country,
instrument,
jazz.
if you could play one instrument, what would it be?
Oh, I mean, I can play a little bit of piano.
Oh, so it's a little.
Yeah.
But if you could play one, is it the piano?
If I could really play one, piano.
All right, gotcha.
I mean, I think it's cool when like people are over there jamming on the piano.
I can't wait to get there. Hopefully one day I can be like my man Cody. All right, last meal, big question, the one. What are you eating? What 3 people are you inviting? I almost know this one, but what are we eating? Last meal, what are you eating? What 3 people are you inviting, dead or alive? Now, some people, of course, go, like I want Benjamin Franklin and I want Michael, are you going to go family? Which, that's fine, but you get my point. 3 people, what you eating?
3 people, what am I eating? Okay, so what I'm eating, I got the steak, got the, have you had that pastaroni before?
Pastaroni.
You get it at the store. It's just like
Yeah, I think that's like that was stuff you get at the store. Yeah, there you go. Pastaroni. All right.
You're 16, maybe. Pastaroni.
Some fruit.
Easy to make.
Fruit, asparagus, and rolls.
Nice.
So entree,
No potato?
No, not a big potato guy.
Oh, wow. No meat
Not
potato.
a big potato guy. Oh, onion rings are good, though.
Those are pretty good.
But then, you got
throw
dessert.
that all in there?
Yeah, you got to get the cookie two-step for dessert.
You're right.
The ice cream, right? That's
The
my
little
go-to.
Dr. Pepper to wash
That's
it down.
And that's my go-to dessert. And then for dinner, or for the people there, well, you got to go dad and mom, obviously.
Yep.
Obviously.
That's what I figured.
Can't choose between 3 siblings, so they're just going to have to...
They can, yeah. So
sorry, Fulton, Francis,
we got
and
Mike
Gracie,
Trout.
if
Who's
you
going to
watch.
be the famous person?
Yeah, it's going to be Mike Trout.
There you
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
now I want to go to that dinner.
Real quick then, let's finish it off with this. Why number 7?
Number 7. Okay, well, I used to be 27, obviously for Mike Trout.
Yep.
I've also been 17 because my birthday is October 17th. So that's but 7. I've been working with Rudy Jaramillo. One of his big guys is Pudge.
Yep.
I love to watch
Yep.
Pudge. It's a reason for number 7. And I'm just a big 7 guy across the board. Love number 7.
7's great. Stay with it.
7,
You
17,
stay with it.
27.
Good things are going to happen to you. I promise
number
you.
7.
Well, thank you so much, Lily, for joining us today. It's an honor.
Stud?
The Big G, as
The
you
Big
call
G.
him. Definitely a stud. I can't wait to
dog.
see you play on the hill in Fayetteville. But no, anywhere, if you want people to follow you,
We'll see.
where can we find you on social media?
Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. What's the name? At where?
At Gardner2717. You should
Boom.
be able to find me.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
2717.
Follow the stud. Let's hopefully get some, a few extra likes there, maybe a few little.
Yeah.
You got a girlfriend?
No, I do not. I'm
Get you a
single.
couple hotties to follow you?
I mean, I could
I know you probably
get
have
plenty
time
of
for it.
hotties
Like,
if I
hey,
wanted plenty
gotta
of
swing the
hotties.
bat a little bit, girls.
Yeah.
but-
Your hottie is a baseball bat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna take a hard
Right here.
pass right now.
The Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
All right, on next week's show, let's take off with a new segment because I know you're wanting to go off. What's up, Doc? And what's up?
What's up, Doc?
Yeah, we're
I love it, man.
Yeah, take a strange side of sports music, all the happenings in the world.
I will be ready.
The guy,
for,
like you said, the guy setting himself on fire.
What's up with that?
I mean, what is? And then
Like
just
the
go
craziness at Mount Everest all this past
off.
week,
Dude.
right?
Shut the mountain down. Look,
What's
I
going
mean,
on
quit
there?
killing people, letting them climb up there. Hello, someone's gonna die.
Right. That's a perfect. What's up?
All right, and we'll definitely catch up once again. Yeah, right. We got the French Open. I want to catch up on all these things. French Open NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals. We got the Women's College Series. We'll see who's pretty much going, playing for that next weekend. Literally, I'll love to see how Tiger, finishes off this weekend. Maybe Jordan Spieth gets a big dub.
Yep.
Be good to watch. We'll be watching all that.
Joshua Boy.
Big shout out there. And we'll see what teams bomb in the men's regionals.
Yeah.
Because some teams
Yeah.
you might have a one
Super
seed.
regionals next weekend.
That's
right?
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We may have a couple of regional teams.
He will be at the College
College
World Series
with
this
the
year.
I know, with the Sun.
Yeah.
Which one is
Not
it?
me, Fulton.
I know, Fulton. Yeah.
He has to go to Atlanta with me.
Hey, we may have to do stud and dud with me calling in.
Hey guys, here I am.
It's College World Series.
I'm the stud. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not me.
Yeah, I'll set it up so you can come in here in the studio and just be here, and then I'll be on the phone, man.
And we'll go over that exactly on dates, but yeah, we'll have to figure out exactly how we're going to do that.
Oh, we'll
you
get
going to the College World Series?
Oh yeah.
He's
Have
gotta
you ever
go to
been?
Atlanta
No,
this-
I've never been.
Wow, that'll be cool. I hadn't been either. A lot of my friends, because it's not far from Fayetteville, go
Yeah.
because of the Hogs going.
Yeah.
But then Atlanta with you. Got some trips coming up. When's Atlanta?
July 12th through 17th.
Wow.
Big tournament, lots of colleges.
Yep.
The main one's going to be there, Arkansas, so that's all that matters.
It's probably the biggest tournament in the United States, honestly, for recruitment purposes.
Get you back on again, definitely. I know you got a lot of baseball coming up. Glad to have you on today. We'll have all that, though, and much more next week. Thank you for. Don't forget, didn't get the shout out today. The website, not up to date. Finally had some baseball on today, but website up to date. Stundud.com.
Darren Laporte.
Dude.
Tickets.
Stud.
Super stud.
Yep.
Got finally following him too on Instagram. He needs
awesome.
Darren, post more. I'll be your social media accountant. You know, I can just
he needs to post more.
I can help you out, bro.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram though, Twitter,
yes,
YouTube,
yes,
Stud and Dud,
SoundCloud,
Spotify,
YouTube. Oh wait, did we say YouTube?
Did we say YouTube?
Might be.
Hey, YouTube. YouTube it, guys. Get out there and watch those videos.
Get on the tube.
We only got like 150 views. I want 150 million views
That's
already.
exactly That's going to happen.
Yeah, well, sooner or later it will be. Well, thank you so much for joining us again.
No problem.
Until next week, I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Bob Lawrence.
Peace.